zero space, bro. That's how we got their
we don't know
infinite
how it
density.
happened.
Put them in the room and wait. Damn.
Let them rip. Oh.
It's an infinite amount of monkeys. You'd get it you'd get to Shakespeare as long as it takes to type out Shakespeare, because one of them's going to do it. So however long it takes to bang on a keyboard and come up with Shakespeare, that's how long it takes to get Shakespeare.
Well, they could only do that. They could only do it if they occupied zero space.
What? Why? No, it doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Wait, where are you gonna put the keyboards?
No, that way they're
imaginary monkeys now.
You have very high information density. Well, the same way your Big Bang fucking did it, singularity occupies zero space. Ah, so you can't put monkeys into no fucking space, huh? So how'd you put your singularity into no space? Occupied zero volume. That's how they get their infinite density.
It's gonna be okay. There's no reason to get freaked out about it.
It's not going to be okay they're not going to get away with this.
Space, man.
Glober's not gonna recover.
No, I'm just letting you know.
Hey man, you didn't let me get away with it with my monkeys. Well, actually, your monkeys. I just wanted to put your monkeys in zero space. And you're like, no, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, you guys do it with the Big Bang. So that's where I learned this trick from. Divide by zero equals infinity, right? Mathematics.
You can't divide by zero.
Square root of zero.
No,
That's what they do. Big Bang, that's what they do. That's why I deny that fucking theory. The singularity occupied zero space. Bro, that's how we got their infinite density. Well, there you go, magic. Okay, fine.
There was no
magic.
Space.
It was.
Space wasn't even a thing yet. They didn't have mountains. They didn't have space yet.
Okay.
No volume occupies zero volume. So, mass divided by volume. Volume set to zero equals undefined. But they put the infinity sign, and let's start a theory off of this shit.
It's gonna be okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay.
The world doesn't care if you
acknowledge your
I care. If you divide by zero, I just scrap your shit. I don't give a fuck. No, you can't make that mistake, man.
I hope you go out and you find purpose in your life.
Now you're just insulting. It's so passive aggressive, dude.
No, I'm not insulting.
Like a man, dude.
No, not
it's okay, man.
I'm just hoping you find. I hope you find purpose in your life.
Yeah, so I'm gonna double down on the passive aggressive fucking comments
Thank
and then
you.
throw a backhanded insult.
I know it's passive, but hey,
it's not
thanks.
an insult.
I hope you do the same.
Oh, I appreciate that sentiment. Jesus Christ.
He's an Anglo, dude.
It's all good.
Anglos are always like that.
God damn.
So
I'm not allowed to care about other people in here.
I hope you find your brain.
He goes full tilt.
Good.
He goes full tilt.
I'm glad.
I promise I was being genuine.
And then Anglos always double down you, right? Anglos always double.
Dude, you making this a race war?
No, it's
Who's the racist guy? I like that guy. Who's the racist guy?
Poo in the loo, motherfucker. Poo in the loo.
Where you at?
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's like borderline homesick.
It's not.
It
is okay.
Just
There's no
fine.
borderline there. It's like past the line.
Hey man, so
there's nothing wrong with
the
being
monkeys
gay.
now. The monkeys occupy zero space, bro. It's all good.
It's gonna be fine. Sun's gonna come out tomorrow.
Keep telling yourself that.
Totally gonna be fine.
They're gonna start orbiting each other soon. Not true.
God damn. Dude, your prostate's back there for a reason. You should drop the the homophobia for a little bit and figure that shit out.
Your boyfriend tells you?
No, your mom tells me that before she puts a finger in. Come on.
My mom would probably beat you up.
All right, guys. My mom will bake you cookies today and fuck you up tomorrow. Let's get back on track, though.
You're gonna fuck me tomorrow? That's pretty great, dude.
That's not what I said. Listen, let's get
back
on track.
You said fuck me tomorrow.
See, I got to stop being passive aggressive and just be gay.
You hear?
Yeah,
you must be hearing what you want to hear.
I need to wish pain and undissatisfactory life experience upon all of you because you have a different worldview than me. Not allowed to be genuine.
Can we just get back on track, guys? Guys, can we just get back on track, please?
Gonna be okay.
can't help
just
himself.
stop doing that?
Are you
What creates that?
intimidating Trump, Josh?
That's that one. It's that one song, that reggae song. Don't worry,
Every little thing gonna be all right.
it's gonna be all right. That's it.
Yeah,
Like
just
Little
hit that,
birds.
hit
Y'all
that
leave
blunt,
that damn
and
song alone. I used
just
to
hang
like
out,
that
dude.
song.
Bro, I'm about to light one up. There you go. I got a joint rolled up. Let's go. Scientific joint right here. It's for Newton. Light up for Newton. I got you.
We're just
Fuck
hanging out,
Einstein.
man.
Cyrus, if you don't mind me asking, what degree is the compass set that's laid upon the square?
What?
Well,
Not high enough
What
for this
riddle are
shit.
you asking for? I don't know what that is. Is that a Masonic
Okay.
riddle?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure.
mean-
Go ahead. I've never heard that one. Go for it.
Well, I've heard different people say different.
I'll go. Tell me.
Yeah. 47, I believe.
Why? Did they ever tell you why?
That nobody did. I did my own arithmetic. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's relying on other shit to do it for them, and talking about this computer program goes out to how many numbers behind the decimal, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not a person, but anyway, what I found was 137 when you add it. That's your 33rd prime number. I could go on, but I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, and if you walk by the birds and they look at you a little funny, you know they're not real, and the government's actually just listening to you.
there's the more passive aggressive
birds?
shit.
Yeah, man. Electronic birds. Shit, I want one.
Birds aren't real. Jesus Christ. Fuck,
From the
dude.
33rd
What?
prime to
What?
magic birds. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. Globers, bro. That's what's up. They
No,
got
dude.
vacuum
I
inside
know
their
a bunch
brains.
of Globers ain't that stupid.
I know. They're anti-flat earthers.
What?
You see, they're not normal globers.
I had no idea the purple guy was going to be so boring.
Purple guy. That's funny.
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, how do you get magic birds from a 33rd prime? What the hell?
Oh, it's just
It's something on your mind, brother, not me.
It's just pareidolia. I was giving you the shit.
Okay. No, I'm
It's been a
familiar with it,
popular
dude.
word lately.
I get it. I just
Pareidolia.
like to fuck with your back.
Dude, I got some land I'm trying to sell on the moon. If any of you guys want to buy.
I mean, there's been little
Any
plots that's
takers?
been available on the moon for a long time. All you need is
Trying to buy
money.
some?
No, I don't want it.
Oh, come on. No? Alright.
No.
Bummer.
I don't
No,
think
outer
it's worth
space.
it.
You're not allowed to own celestial bodies or territories of celestial bodies.
Why not?
Well,
Is it international or some shit?
The Outer Space Treaty in 1967.
Yeah, but look, if let's say you, not me, you build a badass fucking craft, and let's assume, yeah, with balls, space, and all that, and you land on one of these things, who the fuck is going to tell you something, man? It's going to take them days to reach you with a fucking rocket and a nozzle, and you're in some, flying saucer or some shit. I don't think they can tell you shit, bro. I think you dictate.
No,
But
they can't tell you shit, but like, you need resources, right? I mean, you are under, even if you go out into space, the instant you leave Earth, the craft is flagged like a cruise ship to the nation that launched it. So you're still under the jurisdiction of that nation's laws. So you commit
But
crime
are
in
you
space.
actually going to abide by all that?
I don't know.
Yeah, who the
It's-
fuck follows that shit?
I mean, that's what I'm
Politics
saying.
is
If I
a power game.
give me that thing in my garage, and I'll show you how I'll fire it up and just fly, bro. Oh, you're in restricted airspace. It's like, chase me, bitch. Come on. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
Whatever,
politics
I'm
is
just gonna
just a
fly
power
with it.
game, right?
It is. It's if you have the better instrument, like What are they gonna
I'd
do?
say it's more of a
Send
dog
F-16s
and
after
pony
you?
show. I wouldn't even say it's like a power game. I'd just say dog and pony show for the simple-minded to
Well, if
entertain
you
the
have real,
masses of sheep.
it's got
Oh,
devices like war machines. If you got the better, superior war machine, yeah, you should be able to take the other nation's resources. You got better war machines, Romans and whatever, you know.
pareidolia, like parallax.
I mean, by comparing
Josh.
pareidolia to other things, you're also exhibiting pareidolia.
Hey
I
Josh,
just
quick question.
pareidolia as the purple dude.
Quick question, Josh. If somebody built a rocket, hypothetically, in their garage, right? So they have a big garage, they build a rocket, they have all the money, so they have all the equipment, they do it all, they build a rocket, they then roll it out to their front lawn and they launch it. And hypothetically, let's say you could go to space or whatever, and they're going to go straight to space. What do you think would happen? Which government? We know they couldn't catch the airplanes that crashed into the towers, so okay, they goofed up there. But do you think they would? Do you think they would actually shoot down your rocket to go to space, or what would they do?
Yes.
If you just they would
The
shoot
Yeah.
FAA
it
would
down.
get bent out of shape. The FAA.
Yeah,
for what?
you'd get. I was gonna say you'd get shot down before you got to orbit. So it would basically be the same thing as a ballistic
Yeah,
missile.
you can't do it with conventional stuff, Geo. You got to take that electric flying machine. Something they can't reach you with the rockets. They will shoot at you, but you're just
So we'd
faster.
have to just be. We just hope that we're as lucky as the hijackers in 9/11, and we would just hope we'd be lucky and they
Oh,
wouldn't catch us.
you would have to launch on the same day. There's an exercise involving the same exact scenario you're doing, launching a fake rocket into space, trying to control the world or whatever. it
Oh,
is.
okay. All right. So just time it up
Yeah.
with that,
You
and
gotta
you're
launch
good.
them.
You're good.
Boom. Yeah, they'll be 7 minutes away, and you got time. The two F-16s from wherever they launched from, North Carolina.
I mean, there's restrictions on you being able to build a rocket without the U.S. government knowing about it. So like, you could say like, oh, they would shoot you down, or the FAA would freak out, but
Isn't
half the
it?
tech that goes into that is ITAR controlled, so you'd have to apply for a license to own that tech even before you started
Isn't
building
it for the? Is it based on the size of the rocket motor? I'm still a noob when it comes
Yes.
to amateur rocketry. Okay, it's the
Yeah,
size. So
it's above
which
a
class?
certain. It's above
Okay.
G, F or G.
F or G? Okay.
Yeah.
What would happen if we went to Canada and we launched it from Canada without anybody knowing?
And you just get a license if you're
Would
building
they be
your
able to
own
stop it?
F class or better, right?
Are you a Canadian? Yeah. If you're going, well, even with an F or a G class solid rocket motor engine from Estes, you have to let the FAA know where you're going to launch it. You have to get clearance.
Do you
Right,
think they would shoot it down from
Local clubs.
any country, anywhere, even if you're in the tip of South America, you're in Russia, you're in Canada,
No, we're talking about the U.S.
anywhere?
No.
They would
It
shoot
would
it down
depend.
from anywhere?
No. If you were outside, if you somehow got the ability to launch a rocket from, I don't know, sub-Saharan Africa, right? If you somehow got the tech there without people figuring out, like, I don't think the
How would
U.S.
they
would.
know the origin?
If you can
don't think
do,
they would?
it's radar. Super easy.
Wait, so
mean,
there's
NORAD.
somewhere we could launch a rocket and then no government would stop us and we could quote unquote go to space on our own. We could get off the planet and go. We could do it.
Not in North America.
You got to be
have to deal with-
careful.
You'd have to deal with NORAD,
You-
and we
you
all
would
know that
need
they
to
would never
rock
let
them.
it. Guys,
Yeah, who's going first?
Everybody interrupt Jeremy every time he talks.
I'll
That'll
go at
be a
once.
fun
1,
game.
2. Let's go.
NORAD.
See how many
FAA,
times
man.
we
The
can do it
planes.
before he snaps.
Make sure you got clear airspace, right? And just so check with the FAA so you don't hurt anybody. If you got a rocket that like it will actually get you there, it's like, yeah, you really got to be careful. There's no air flights above you. But if you can
Yeah, we
beat
can go
Mach 12, only North Korea could reach you. Like they're the only ones that have a rocket that can do Mach 12. So if you can do Mach 13, nobody can reach you. Like no, you're faster than any rocket that can intercept you. There's nothing that we can shoot at you that will catch you. If you
How
do
many
Mach
G's is that?
13.
There you go. Go
It's
faster.
controlled.
That's 13 times.
It's
13
controlled.
times the speed of sound.
Inside,
It's fast.
interior is controlled. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not.
I think you're
just,
dead from the G's. Yeah.
I don't think you have to go that fast though. You would just go fast enough for nothing to catch up to you, right?
But what are you gonna do with a Mach 10 interceptor, with a hypersonic interceptor? They're
Well, they
gonna
still
catch
got to
you.
launch it. They got to
Correct.
launch it
Creating
and
their
then
own
get
gravity
to that
well.
speed before they even catch up to you.
Gravity
So it's like
well.
they're playing the catch-up game.
Yeah, they are.
So by the time
And
they
the-
figure out where you're at, you should theoretically, if you build the fucking NASA rocket, you should theoretically already be in low Earth orbit
You're
before they even
you're
get
only
the blip
fucked
on the radar.
because you're on the ground and you launched without licensing and all that. So it's like you're gonna get fucked. Like they'll get you eventually somehow. But if you're on the rocket, let's assume we could get on that shit and you're good to go to the moon. Yeah, come and catch me, bitches. You got to play the catch-up game. If I can do Mach 12 currently, I know no one can read and I launch first. All right, cool. I'm ahead. You're not gonna catch me. But good
Yeah,
luck.
but even
as fast
even
as-
in the scenario that Geo said, right? If you just launch the rocket, they won't be able to track and hit you quick enough. You'll be up there
Yeah, I
way
don't think so.
before.
They couldn't stop a
Hey, look.
balloon. They didn't stop the balloon when the balloon came through. Remember the balloon thing?
Yeah.
This is NORAD. These guys are tracking Santa Claus.
No, whatever. I mean,
They're tracking Santa.
worst case scenario, right? There's a THAAD missile battery next to you and you didn't know about it or something, and you launch and they launch right after you. But yeah, most likely, of course not. They're not going to catch you. You just launch out of your backyard. But they'll
And besides, all the
eventually
THAAD rockets
locate where it came from.
and all the THAAD rockets are in Israel right now, right? They had like
Yeah,
7 worldwide. One was decapitated, and all of them are in Israel right now.
I think
So
we
you
took the
can
ones from
launch
South
away,
Korea.
Gio. Launch away.
You're safe. Yeah, the THAADs are all in Israel. You're right. You're actually good. Those are the ones you got to worry about.
Hey Josh, are you still here?
Yup.
Hey, I got a question for you. When the Artemis guys were coming back, coming into Earth's atmosphere, they talked about all the G forces. Is that from decelerating, or were they doing some kind of lift or turning, or do you know what the G forces were?
Deceleration. I'm not sure what the G forces are, but it's it's a blunt object moving at like Mach 25 plus through the atmosphere.
25?
So
My
it's
God.
negative.
All right.
So they're feeling negative.
Yeah, they're
Gs
slowing down.
in that case. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks.
Well, and
Damn,
their
come
seats,
on,
their seats space up towards the pointy end of the capsule, so it's like getting back into your seat.
Do we have video of it where the front of it should glow like a fucking
Hold on a
hot piece
second.
of
So
iron?
wait, hold on a second. I want to understand this. So their butts are toward the heat shield, right?
Ground. Yes.
So if they're decelerating, they're getting pushed down into their seats, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
I think the number they give is 5 Gs.
You got,
It's like just hit the brakes in your car to figure this out.
no,
In
like I
reality,
watched
they're
a guy.
being shot out of a plane, so they ain't entering nowhere.
Well, they
Dude
also
cooked
did
a piece
this.
of meat.
They also skipped the atmosphere, so I don't know how they were feeling G's and that procedure.
Yeah, it's a small amount, right? Like it's like a rock
Skip.
skipping off of the surface of water before it
Right.
sinks.
Oh,
You try to bleed some speed before you dive in.
Yeah. Okay.
that's pretty smart. Oh shit!
What was the reason they
Atmospheric
lost?
skip.
What was the reason they lost comms
Highly
for 6
believable.
minutes?
During reentry, it's because
Yeah.
they don't have Starlink. So for the Dragon capsules, they have an antenna on the leeward side, so the side facing away the motion, and it can connect to satellite internet. During reentry for Artemis, they don't have that. So the only radios that can talk to the capsule are below the capsule on Earth. And
That's
so
not
when
the
it's
reason. Sorry,
what?
that's not the
It's
official reason.
what? Yeah, they're all below them, and then when they re-enter, they go through a period where they're going so fast that there's a layer of plasma that builds up at the bow shock, below them that
That's the given
scrambles RF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I was getting there. I was
Makes
getting there,
sense.
SE. It's okay.
just keeping you honest, just making sure, keeping you honest.
But yeah, no, for the Dragon
Bro.
capsules, they got rid of that by putting an antenna on top that points back up to the Starlink satellites.
Do we have good footage of the Dragon capsule doing that nice sine wave in the air? Or atmospheric like skip? Because it should be
No,
fucking glove.
they don't
once it
do a
touches the
skip.
atmosphere.
For the Dragon capsule, they don't do the skip because they're only coming from low Earth orbit back in. They're not doing a
it's different.
translunar reentry. Yeah. But Isaacman
Okay.
has said that he is planning on getting Starlink antennas installed on Orion at some point in the future, so they could have better coverage in the future. Because that shit was made by Boeing like 20 years ago. Like when AOL was still a thing was when that capsule was being built.
Nice.
And is it true, Josh, that when they're coming back from the moon, they're essentially free falling for most of the trip, and so they don't feel acceleration, even though in our reference frame they are accelerating back to the Earth?
It is a free fall. They would accelerate. They would basically like bump into the side of the capsule inside and then push off of it. So they are moving faster the closer they get to Earth. So there would be some relative velocities internally.
Okay, so so as they're moving away from the moon, they're not completely in free fall?
Well, if they were like in the ISS, they're in a circular orbit, so they're going constant speed. So it is akin to free fall. For an elliptical orbit, yeah, they would be speeding up, slowing down.
Okay.
Speeding up, slowing down in relation to what might be a good question.
Do they feel their speed increasing? I guess
In
do they
relation
feel
to what?
acceleration? Do the astronauts feel acceleration on the spaceship?
Yes, but what is that acceleration in relation to specifically?
The body of the spaceship, yeah.
Correct.
Not the. Okay.
So they are physically, quote unquote, being pushed back to the back of the spaceship as they come back by whatever amount.
They'd have to
be
feel
like smashed.
whatever the space.
Like you would.
They'd have to.
Hold on a second,
It's like you
Rigor.
when you
We're
hit the
asking
brakes,
people
man.
that understand this. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's simple.
Like
They'd have to feel what the object feels because they're buckled to the object. They're in seatbelts. So whatever that object is doing, they would have to feel it.
Yeah,
Or
but
their
the object
senses
is
would be
moving
what?
in. Okay, so the spaceship is moving in relation to what? Are you measuring that acceleration?
It doesn't matter.
Earth.
No.
Earth. You got Earth, spaceship, astronauts, right?
I'm asking if their windows were closed and they had no telemetry, could they know they're accelerating?
Yeah, the minute you touch the atmosphere, yes, 100%. Why would you not?
Sorry, whoever was saying the answer, can you just let him say the answer? Go ahead. What would you say?
Yeah, dude. The minute you touch the atmosphere, you would feel it. It's like
no.
your
I'm talking
plane
about
when you put on.
I'm talking about coming back from the moon, not as you enter the atmosphere, right? Like, so I'm talking about from the moon to 100 miles outside the Earth. Do you feel any acceleration?
That's a tough one. You're saying so that point from like the 90% to the moon, that like 0 point where you can't feel anything versus
Pretty sure it's just a free
falling
fall.
through space. I think that would. If
That's
you're
what
not
I'm asking.
buckled in,
That's what I'm trying to get from Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not buckled in, how? I don't know.
The only way I justify that is because they were like floating shit to one another, like when they were already on their way to the moon.
He's gone to
Right?
ask his. He's gone to ask his handler. He'll be back. Stay.
Do not redeem.
The model says, think of it like this, right? This is the pseudo model. Think of two bowls, right? One bowl is on Earth, and there's another bowl around the moon. So you reach a certain height and you're free falling from one bowl. You reach the speed of 0, and then the other bowl, you start falling into the other bowl. That's the pseudo model. That's a simple way to think about it.
Is it not just conservation of momentum?
Well, that's something else.
I don't feel that
Think of it
describes
as
it very
falling.
well.
You're falling from the Earth to the center point where the Earth's bowl ends, right? And your speed goes to 0. You start off at 25,000 miles an hour. You slowly decelerate till you reach the midpoint, the edge of the Earth bowl, and then the moon's gravity, think of it of that bowl, you start falling into the moon. That's the pseudo model. That's a
Yeah.
simple way to explain it.
Yeah, but both you and the spacecraft and
Past the
everything in the
90% of the
spacecraft
way
are going
to
to
the
be
moon, you would
experiencing
start
the
feeling the
gravity the
moon's
exact same.
influence. But they say
You're
it's
going to
so
be,
gradual. I think they say it's so gradual, it'd be hard to notice.
but you're all experiencing the same
But you can
gravitational
measure it,
field.
allegedly.
Rigor, do you
So
have IC
it would
spin
have a
muted?
0 effect, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can't mute people because then you're talking over them. So I don't know, man. You got to either like watch them light up and never talk at the same time,
I'll
or
just
you have to
deafen.
turn them up.
All good.
All right. Problem solved. What were you saying, IC spin?
I was saying, like going to and from the moon, like once you do this, like let's just call when they leave Earth's orbit as the initial like slingshot, if you will, and then you're on your way to the moon. Everything is experiencing the same gravity on the way to the moon, or the lack of gravity, right? So it'd be like you're all just free falling towards the moon, and as you get closer, right, then the gravity field of the moon takes over when you get very close, but you're all experiencing that trade-off and that pull the exact same. So you would be, in my thoughts, like it's just intuitive that you would all be floating in a situation like that.
Well,
Is
I'm
that
glad
right?
you
Is that
brought that
right?
up because, well, think about what you said. It's very important, right? Once you reach that center point, how could you be experiencing free fall? Because that's what they claim, right? Because the astronauts are always floating according to the pseudo model. But think about what you said, IC Spin. How is that possible if the craft reaches 0 there, right? And then the other gravity takes over, right? There should be a
Aren't you a
difference.
satellite at that point? Isn't that what a satellite does?
Well, at that,
Sort of.
well, no.
No, it's different because you're not orbiting. You're all experiencing the same conservation of momentum. So it'd be like if you had a baseball, but inside that baseball, you had like I don't know, a couple of marbles or something, and then like when you threw it, like those marbles would probably be suspended, right? It's not a great example, but they would be suspended inside the ball in a very loose fashion, and they'd just be kind of like free falling with the baseball.
Yeah, but you're not
No,
conserving momentum because by definition, you leave the Earth at 25,000 miles an hour and you're decelerating all the way to that point. So you're not conserving any momentum.
What I'm saying though is whatever the force that's being enacted on the spacecraft is being enacted to you and everything in the spacecraft equally. So you would not be sitting down, in other words, like you would all be falling to your destination at the same
but
rate.
isn't the
So you would
moon?
be weightless.
Isn't the moon? The moon is pulling the craft backwards, though. Then the Earth is pulling the craft forward. If they reach the 0 point, if they don't have any initial momentum, they should get locked there, right? Like the moon.
Yeah, but the moon would be pulling the craft and you at the exact same rate.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
And then the Earth is pulling you and the craft from the other side.
Right.
Yeah, but think about this, guys. Think about this. At that point, right? You're no longer falling, right? At that center point, there's a point where you reach 0 miles an hour between the Earth and the moon. So how are you floating at that point?
That's not
Think
correct.
about it.
It's not 0 miles per hour. You're still falling away from the moon at the 0 point.
Let's just even if we entertain that, we could grant that for the moment. Like
Yeah,
the
that's true.
spacecraft would be 0, but you would also be 0, so you would still be floating.
How so? Because there's gravity.
Because you're not accelerating. You're not accelerating in your reference frame.
Because they're equal from both sides. SE. Moon, let's say, is pulling at you with 10 units, and Earth is negative
why
10
personally
units equals 0. You're stuck.
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like that's like the wrong way to think about it. Like I think the way I think about it more intuitively is like whatever the forces being enacted on you is also being enacted on everything that you're like a part of. Everything in the craft itself, everything is experiencing the exact same conservation of momentum.
Yeah, but
what about the light? Is the light experiencing it?
Light's not matter.
Is it I know. Is it experiencing the conservation of momentum?
No.
It has no mass, so it has no momentum.
What's the formula for momentum?
Wait, I thought
you said it has no momentum.
Mass times volume is momentum.
You said light has no momentum.
Correct.
Bro, that's not even close to being true. Yeah, give Josh.
Josh, is Josh here?
Who was just talking?
No, so he wasn't here.
Who was the other guy?
Me.
Momentum.
Syrus.
Momentum is mass.
I see
Momentum
spin.
is
Do you agree with
mass
that?
times
Light has no
volume.
momentum. Hold on, Wes. Do you agree with that? Light has no momentum. I see spin.
Yeah.
Or no, that light
Because it has no
yeah.
mass.
Yeah. So you would say light has no momentum.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Carry on.
You're saying
somebody
it
might want to clip
it does
that.
have momentum?
Yeah, I'll put a citation in chat right now if you want.
Before we go into light, I don't think you guys are catching what I said, right?
I'm not. But
spacecraft,
yeah, can you explain it? Can you explain it again, and I'll try to picture what you're saying.
okay. When this is hypothetical, of course, right? When a spacecraft is in orbit, right, and your model, in the pseudo model, there's still gravity there, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now the explanation in your model is that you don't feel it because you're falling. Correct?
I would add to that, and that you're falling at the exact same rate as it's like the equilibrium between where you would be falling to create an orbit, right?
Right. Like when you're falling from an elevator, you're floating, but there's still gravity there. That type of situation. Right?
In the purest sense of like what a free fall is, sure, I can grant that, I guess.
Okay. So in between the moon and the earth, there's still gravity, right?
Of course.
Okay. Now, the reason why they say when the astronauts go to the moon, they're floating is because they're falling, right? The answer is yes.
Say that.
Model.
The reason why they say they're floating, is that what you said?
Yeah, the reason they're floating between the earth and the moon is not because there's no gravity, is because they're falling. Like the same thing with the orbit.
That's right. That's right.
Your model. Okay, now
You're all falling the exact same rate. Yes, you're being affected by
Exactly.
gravity the same way. Yeah.
Right, and you realize that they say that in the model you start off at 25,000 miles an hour and you decelerate. They show that on the Artemis, right? It goes slower and slower and slower, right?
Sure.
Okay, so that slowest means you're falling at a less rate, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so when you reach that midpoint where you're going 0 or near 0, you're no longer falling. So why are they still floating at that point?
Because everything is falling at the exact same rate throughout the entire transit.
But we just went through. They're not falling at that point.
Whatever the rate may be, if it's 0 or near 0, right? It's still the same rate. Everything shares that rate is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. If the lack of gravity is due to you falling and you're no longer falling at that point, the astronauts should drop to the ground, to the ship, to the bottom of the ship at that point. You get
So
what I'm saying?
our model would say that objects in motion remain in motion unless acted upon by another force, right? And objects at rest will stay at rest.
Yeah, but we just been through it, that it's no longer falling at that point.
But so let's just say you're at zero gravity and you're in a spacecraft. Let's just say you're out in the middle of space. Is it what would happen in that situation, Ezzy? Would you expect the guy to be standing up on a spacecraft? Or would he just be floating in the middle of it in an ideal situation?
Well, in your model, there's no bodies to act upon you there, right? So there's no gravity there. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in between the two bodies. There's still gravity there. And the reason why in your model they float is because they're falling. And again, at that point, you're no longer falling. You're almost at a state of 0. And then you get pulled, you get grabbed by the gravity of the moon. So at that point, the astronauts should no longer be floating.
No, that's incorrect. And it's because as you pick up speed, right, you, astronaut A, astronaut B, astronaut C, and astronaut D all experience that change in velocity along with the spacecraft at the exact same rate. And so you would be floating.
If you say so, I'm just putting that out there for people to think about.
Can someone steel man him in a way that maybe I can understand it better? I feel like I'm understanding what he's saying, but I don't know that I feel like you're giving an explanation for why you wouldn't be floating, Essie.
Well, we just went through it together, and you seem not to want to grasp it because you want to cling on to the model. We went through the steps. You agreed.
That's not fair, though.
Except you don't want to. You don't want to. I guess you don't want to believe it.
No, I thought I provided an explanation that's sound. I mean, is anyone else want to give a better answer? Or
how could it be sound when you agreed that you're no longer falling at that point, and falling is the cause of the non-gravity experience? How could that be a logical argument?
But I was granting falling. There's more than that that's going on. It's just conservation of momentum. But yes, in a sense, you're falling towards the moon because the moon, you did a slingshot maneuver or whatever, but you're going at the same rate as the craft, and there's nothing to pull you in any different measure. Like if you were on Earth, right, you'd be affected by the Earth's gravity. If you're on an airplane, for example. And the further and further you get away from Earth or any other big body, the less and less of an effect it has on you. So if you're out in space, essentially, and everything is falling towards a certain object in space and you're falling at the same rate, then I can't figure out why there would be what a good reason would be that you wouldn't be floating if you're all moving towards the exact same thing at the same rate. That's where I'm at. Regardless of what that rate is, even if it approaches 0, you and everything that is around you in your immediate area, or even, I don't know how far out it would extend, but let's just call it the spacecraft, would be going at the same rate. So unless there's something that is pulling the spacecraft harder than it's pulling you, if it's doing that, then you're going to get slung to the back of the spacecraft. Or if it's pushing, then you're going to get slung to the front of it. Otherwise, you're just going to remain where you're at.
Maybe you need to think on it a bit more because you keep saying conservation of momentum. I thought we agreed that you're not conserving your momentum because you're slowing down.
Compared to
I
what?
never agreed.
Yeah.
Never
You're going
agreed
at
to that.
constant speed. You're going at constant speed. That's why we were asking they're not accelerating or decelerating until they hit the Earth's atmosphere.
You're not going at a constant speed. I thought I explained that to you. You're leaving orbit at 25,000 miles an hour.
Compared
he's
to
saying,
what?
I think,
So hold on.
And
Hold
as
on.
you move further, let me
Okay.
finish.
Compared to
As
what?
you move, is that Wesley talking?
Yeah, I'm asking you. I agree that it slowed down. I agreed what you're going to say, but what is that speed compared to?
Compared to the speed you started with.
Right, from Earth.
Right.
So they're
So
not
you're,
feeling.
so you're
They're
not
not feeling.
concerned.
They're not feeling that speed.
This is why I don't like talking with you, bro, because you just either you don't understand or you try not to understand. It's like it's very hard talking with you, man.
Yep, they're not accelerating, so their speed doesn't change.
You
can I
see
ask,
again, you're going somewhere where I said decelerating, not accelerating, decelerating.
They're not decelerating or accelerating. They're going a constant speed.
Oh my god, man. This is why I don't like. Yeah, forget it, bro. Just do me a favor. Just don't talk with me, bro. You do this every single time. We just went through the scenario. You start at 25,000 miles an hour. You decelerate till you get to near zero. We agreed to that. And now you coming in and making spaghetti of the situation. Maybe listen, bro, before you talk.
Nope, it's zero compared to Earth, but it's not in their spaceship because they don't feel any deceleration or acceleration in their spaceship when they're not putting their jets on their engines.
Whatever, man. You talk to yourself. Whatever you want to say. So back with the other guy.
That's what a geodesic is. So when they're falling back to Earth, it's just like you falling to the ground. You're not actually accelerating in your reference frame. You don't feel acceleration when you're falling.
Sure, whatever you say, bro. So I see spin.
Thank you for the
You get what
concession.
I'm saying? I see spin. You still
yeah,
there?
I think we're at an impasse, SC. I was gonna ask if if Geo maybe had a different, or if Geo agrees with what you're saying and maybe had a different way of explaining it, or somebody else in the room, but I don't see
I
how we
mean, I
can.
thought you understood what he was saying. It was going from 25,000 miles per hour to near zero. What was that when he said 25,000 to near zero? What was what was it referencing?
The Earth.
I think he's referencing the speed of the spacecraft, right?
Yeah, but in reference to what? So you asked him this question, and you can't even answer the question.
I'm trying to. Well, I heard Wesley say the Earth, and I don't know. Like, say it again, Elbow. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
Okay, right, so if went from 25,000 to near zero, in reference to what?
In reference to the
speed is in reference to what?
You would take the distance between Earth and the moon and figure out how fast you're going, right? Like you would just calculate it over time.
I mean, I'm asking you. You asked him that
Well, I'm
question
saying right.
because I thought you,
right.
but I thought you
But that's
had.
the answer.
I thought you had a actual.
I had to think
reference.
about it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm doing something. I'm doing something else. But yeah, you would.
So
It would be in
now,
reference
now
to.
that you understand this reference to, I mean, I guess you understand what's the reference to. So now, when it goes zero, it's no longer in reference to what now? Or
Well, no, it's still in reference to that.
So did they
Listen.
stop?
If they did stop, everything stopped, including you, including the spacecraft.
So
you'd be
why is it
floating.
still floating?
Because everything would be motionless. What do you mean?
This orbital
So I thought
mechanics, guys.
I thought they float because they were on free fall.
Yeah, they're still in free fall, but you don't have to have a constant velocity for free fall.
But they're no
bow
longer
out for a
falling
little
at
bit.
that point, bro. Why are you
Falling
guys not
relative to
understanding
what?
the obvious?
But no, they're still on a falling. Your falling is just a way to visualize this. The word falling isn't used in orbital mechanics much.
So you want a wordsmith out of this?
No, I want a wordsmith out of it. I want you to get a bigger picture than just falling. They're on an orbit. You are having a big problem with that big elliptical orbit before they fired the lunar translunar injection because they're on an elliptical orbit. They were going higher and slowing down at the same time. That's how
Don't
orbits
change
work.
the subject, bro. Don't change. Stick to the
Conservation
No,
of
the
topic.
thing is,
energy,
the thing is,
man.
when you fall on the Earth, you appear to be weightless, yet you're accelerating relative to the Earth.
Okay,
So
Josh
that was
is
my
back. Josh,
question.
did you hear what we were saying?
Yeah, Josh, that was my question. So
I just got
when
back.
they're going, like they're in the midpoint between the Earth and the Moon. So when they're, 15,000 miles from the Moon, to when they're 15,000 miles from the Earth, are they feeling any acceleration on board?
It'd be very, very small.
Okay. That's kind
No,
of my
there's
point.
no acceleration. Again, with they're decelerating, bro. Do you not understand
That is
They
acceleration.
Same
just
thing.
call that
That's the same
acceleration
thing.
now. They
It's the
just
same
call that
thing.
they
Deceleration
will
is
be
acceleration.
doing that.
acceleration
Okay.
backwards.
The second derivative of position relative to time.
So they're not feeling
Okay,
acceleration or deceleration. If they are, it's very small,
You want
and they remain weightless the whole time until they enter the
pitch,
atmosphere. Then they decelerate, which they're feeling.
pitch argument to him, SE?
Sorry?
Sorry, I was roboting. Did you want to pitch your argument to Josh? He'd be better to answer than I
Yeah,
could.
Josh, I don't know if you heard what we were talking about is this, Josh. The reason why the astronauts feel weightlessness according to the model is not because there's no gravity between the Earth and the Moon. Is because they're falling, correct?
Well, not falling, they're accelerating. They're changing,
Call
their
it
velocity
whatever
is
you want.
changing. Yeah.
They're not accelerating, they're actually decelerating. Let's use proper terminology so we can
Oh,
understand each
Jesus.
other, right?
That depends on what reference frame you're talking about, man.
There's no depending. They start off at 25,000 miles an hour, and as they leave the Earth, they slow down. They decelerate. Correct?
We're just falling backwards, if you want to say that.
That's not
Yeah,
to
sure.
do, NASA. That's not to do.
It is true. It's still an acceleration. It's just in the other direction.
I don't care what you call it. We're not
I
playing
know
word
you don't
games.
care. It's obvious you
Oh,
don't
man.
care.
He doesn't
Look,
understand
I'm not
vectors.
gonna
It's
talk with
okay.
NASA. If you wanna go back, me and Josh. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go on mute. I'm not gonna waste my time with NASA or Wesley.
One
Honestly,
sec.
I'd like to
I'm helping
hear.
my wife with some stuff.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that there's the feeling of weightlessness is because we're falling, and then when you stop falling, you can't say I still feel weightlessness. You can't have it both ways. I'm
Yes, we
sorry.
can because they're on an orbital trajectory. My God, the entire thing. They're falling relative to the spacecraft.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's useless to talk with him.
Your understanding of this is at about a third grade level, and we are talking at least a fifth or sixth grade level.
And
It's
now the
not because
add-ons,
you're
that's why,
falling. No,
yeah.
it's because you're falling. You have this big thing. Falling is the only way you can be weightless. Well, that's not true. Sorry. Like when you're in the vomit comet, the first half of the falling part, you're actually going up and slowing down. It's all relative to the spacecraft.
Yeah, but say you were out in the middle of space, like halfway between the Earth and the Moon, or like an equilibrium. You were just floating there, and there was a soccer ball next to you. Relative to that soccer ball, would you be weightless? Would you be floating?
In your model, I'm not saying I believe this. In your model, in that situation, everything would be floating because there's no gravitational bodies near you. But we're not talking about that.
Say we were closer to the Moon in the next scenario, and we were actually starting to enter the Moon's environment. Would I still be weightless relative to that soccer ball?
You would both feel the same thing. Why are you bringing a soccer ball in this?
Now make the soccer ball a space shuttle that you happen to be inside of.
What?
The point is that everything would be experiencing gravity the same way, regardless of the speed that you're going. You would still be floating until you enter another. The way I understand it is, once you enter another orbital period or another orbit, say you enter Moon's orbit, unless you're going at the exact rate that you need to not experience gravity, you're probably going to experience some sort of bias in the gravity while you're inside that capsule, unless you're going at the correct speed. I don't know if they calculated the exact speed for them to remain weightless throughout that lunar transit, but like that would be how it works. That's a layman. That would be my layman like explanation. But I know that I think we're talking a different language, I see, and I don't mean to. We're definitely talking past each other, so
It appears that way. Yeah, it
yeah,
appears
it's fine
that.
though.
It's all good, bro. I just put something out there. I want people to think about it because nobody actually talks about that. I'm interested in what Josh has to say since he's the quote unquote expert. So I'm interested
Yeah,
to
I am too.
hear what he has to say.
Say about what? I'm
The
the
floating thing.
professional expert specialist. What do we need?
We're only looking for quote unquote experts, though, Jeremy.
It's about napkin
I'm
counting.
self-proclaimed. If people
Josh
can
said he
just go
could count
around naming
200
it,
napkins without ever actually having to count it.
you could just hear it. Yeah, I got a guy that can just hear the shit. Them shit's falling, you know. But if we're just running around claiming we're the top glober, I can just self-proclaim anything I want. I guess all the rules. There's no more rules anymore. I guess.
No, Roohif is top. You could be second.
Yeah, it's top.
Like there's just no rules anymore. I guess. It's the
Jeremy,
80s.
why are you
We're
so
living in
mad?
the
Why are
we're
you so
living in
mad
the
about
80s
that? And you
now.
call yourself the top 5 flat earther?
Because I actually am. That's the difference.
Not a poser.
The hubris.
Game recognizes game, and he doesn't
Bro,
recognize any
Wes,
game.
you just figured out light moves today, all right?
No, you
Wait.
don't understand the difference between momentum and moving.
If something moves, does it have momentum?
If it doesn't have mass, no.
Bro, if anything moves, it has momentum. There's not like a
Incorrect.
prerequisite, a different prerequisite. Like if something moves, it has momentum.
All I know is
technically
that
it needs to move and have mass.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, well, they say light has momentum, so light has mass then.
Correct.
Correct. That's where I was getting confused.
No, light
So
does
for
not have
years,
mass.
the Glovers has been telling me light has no mass.
Light
They
has
were
no
all
mass,
wrong. I
but
can just
it's,
go back
You
and read
guys
all
are
those
smoking.
arguments because Wes
light
and
has
IC
no
Spin
mass,
said so.
but it still has momentum because it's a secondary term to the equation. It's normally
Yes.
ignored.
There you go. Somebody knows it.
What's
Teach
what's
him,
the other
NASA.
Paid's
term?
here. Paid.
What's the
Is
other
Paid still
term?
here?
Rest mass, and what's the other term? That's all what I always get messed up. It has 0 rest mass, but it has, I don't know what the second term is called. I was curious if anybody knew here. I'll look it up.
You could text Quad. I'm sure he knows.
I want Jeremy to teach me again.
Okay,
what the
so if
second
light
term
does
is.
if light
Go ahead.
does have mass, then why is it not conserving momentum?
No, it doesn't have mass.
Hold
It's
on,
got
bro.
no
Hold on, man.
mass.
They're already halfway
Okay.
deep in this trap. They're about to step on
All
those
right,
little
all you.
Vietnamese bamboo
All you.
spikes on the bottom.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing with you and SE. It's got to be one way. It's got to have mass or not have mass. No, it's
If
got
it
to be
has
falling
mass,
or not falling.
Wesley, if it has mass, why is it not conserving momentum?
Because of the second term, it doesn't have rest mass, and also because of E equaling MC squared.
Bro, it has mass and it's not conserving momentum. What's the problem?
It does conserve momentum. What are you talking? Who said it doesn't conserve momentum?
It's got no energy either. E equals MC squared. It's got no mass. Boom. 0.
Yeah, because that's not the full formula. The relationship between energy and momentum is E equals momentum times C. So it does have momentum. And so I was wrong. I told you I was wrong. I told you you were right. But
Do you remember
I
when
don't-
Josh was here? Remember when Josh was here and I asked him, is the light conserving momentum inside the thing that's falling? And he said no. Remember how all you guys couldn't wait to hear what Josh had to say because he was the expert on all this bullshit?
I mean,
Well, I
I'm not a physicist, man. I build shit. I play in my Newtonian playground. The instant that I have to, do anything with relativity or quantum, my knowledge goes right out the window.
So now you don't know if the light was conserved. You just gave me an answer just to shut me up there, or you're just yesing me to death. Like, what happened when you gave me the answer to that question?
I don't know what would derive the most serotonin from your point of view.
So you're moving into the troll category too now, Josh?
No.
Okay, so Syrus did it. E squared equals P squared times C squared plus M squared times C to the fourth. So, yeah, I don't know what that second term is called, but that's how we know that light has momentum.
Okay, so you're saying light is conserving. You're saying the light has mass and it's conserving momentum now, right? Because now we're about to have another. This trap never ends. Like this doesn't end well.
I don't know of any breaking of the laws of momentum.
Light does not have mass, but momentum is always conserved.
Yep.
Okay, you have a serious problem now with the conservation of momentum in light because now if we're on a train, I'm about to tell you where and why. If light conserves momentum, like the baseball, if I'm on a train and I throw a baseball if the train's going 100 miles an hour and I got an MLB pitcher and he's throwing 100, the ball's conserving the momentum of the train, and now the ball goes 200, right?
Relative to what?
Yeah,
a guy standing outside the train. The ball's going 200.
Yep. You're going to get into length contraction
because it's conserving momentum. The reason why you can't have the light conserve momentum is because if it is conserving momentum, now it's doing what the ball's doing, and the light's going twice the speed.
Nope, light is
or
constant.
adding the speed of the train.
Speed of light is always constant.
If you're not adding the speed of the train onto the light, then it's not conserving momentum.
Speed of light is always constant.
You're getting into length contraction.
That's what tells me it's not conserving momentum, and you guys are.
But it is, and the fact that you can't wrap your head around it is not my problem. So
if it conserves momentum, it's going the speed of light plus the speed of the train. If you shoot it from the back to the front.
Now you're getting into their dogma, Jeremy. They're going to just say
the fact that
the light is always a constant speed, no matter what, even though if there's real world consequences, like let's just say it's a bomb on the train, right? You have to acknowledge the real world consequences. And then you can't say that the light has a constant speed at that point.
From what reference frame?
From the reference frame of the person that's witnessing the bomb explode.
That's it. Hold on. What's
for
the name
light?
of
I
that
use
one again. Hold on, real quick. What's
free
the name of
space.
that one? It's like the hold on, Syrus, real quick. What's the name of that one again? With the Einstein thing with the train and the train station.
Relative simultaneity or something like that.
Simultaneity. Yep.
Hey,
we're going back into Einstein now.
Relative light is constant relative to the electrical values or properties of free space. If the electrical properties of free space change, the speed of light changes. You can look up the equations for that if you want. I got you.
Yo, if light conserves momentum, you're screwed no matter how this ends. Because if you don't have the light if you have the light conserving momentum, we got C plus the speed of the train because it's conserving the momentum.
Nope, but it doesn't. It only conserves momentum when it interacts with something.
It doesn't conserve the momentum, I know, but your last argument before this was it does conserve momentum. You're saying it doesn't
when it interacts with something. Yeah, when it interacts with something. But the speed of light is constant.
How about a bomb? How about it activates a bomb? That's interacting with something.
No, he's just making that up, bro. They're just freestyling and shit to get out of the last argument. This has been like a string of arguments that they can't get out of now.
Yeah, they always do this shit.
Understand? That's true.
They were literally just saying it
Yeah.
doesn't and that it does, but I'm showing them that it doesn't because if it did, you'd break special relativity, but they're just like
Incorrect
denying
again.
it, even though it's true because you would have C plus the speed of the train if it conserved
Incorrect.
the momentum of the train. It's not
Incorrect.
interacting with something. You just made that shit up, dude.
Incorrect. That's not how light works. Sorry. Light is constant.
Can I ask for a redirect
I know
back
that
to
means
SC
it's not conserving.
Montreal and
That
Josh
means
when you
it's
guys
not
have a
conserving
breaking point?
momentum if it's constant. That means not conserving momentum.
What? Why would it not conserve momentum? Just
If
because
it's constant, it can't conserve momentum. If the train's going 1,000 miles an hour and it doesn't
Why not?
conserve that momentum, then it can't be conserving. If it's constant, it can't be conserving momentum. Otherwise, it would be going C plus at 1,000 miles an hour.
1,000 miles an hour is a pittance compared to light.
It doesn't matter, bro,
Yes,
dude.
it does. It does.
Bro, that's totally irrelevant. That's a totally irrelevant point.
The thing about it is that if you take, this is the old, if you're driving down the road at the speed of light and you turn your lights on, do they work? And the answer is yes. They go away from you at the speed of light.
No, you just made a completely irrelevant point. Just
No,
now.
no, this is exactly it. If you're going at the speed of light and you have a flashlight and you shine it forward, the light goes away from you at the speed of light. You shine it behind you, the light goes away from you at the speed of light in your reference frame.
Yeah, that tells you it's not conserving momentum because if you were to turn your headlights on, it would conserve the momentum of the car, just like the train example that I was trying to do. Inside the train, you shoot it from the back to the front. If
Doesn't
it
work.
conserves momentum, if it does conserve momentum, the light would be
But-
going C plus the speed of the train. The fact that you're telling me it's constant and it doesn't do that tells me it's not conserving momentum.
Oh my God! It travels
Oh
at the
my
speed of
God!
light
You have no
relative to you.
response.
It
You have no
always
rebuttal
travels.
to this.
I do. Yeah, I do have a rebuttal to this. You don't understand relativity. You're arguing from Newtonian, and it's not. Light is not Newtonian. It's
That's not a
relativistic.
response. That is
It is
absolutely
a
not a
response.
response to
Dude,
anything.
he's
I said.
arguing
Absolutely is a
from
response.
logic, not Newtonian. It's a logical.
No, you're arguing from
point of
logic that
view.
is not. But he's arguing from logic that is not experimentally true. The speed of
What are you
light is
talking?
constant.
Relativity is illogical at that point. That's what his
I don't-
point is.
Well, okay. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it works. I mean, just because you can't envision it doesn't mean it's false.
Bro, it's really simple. If you have light conserving momentum, you will have C plus the speed of the train. If it doesn't conserve momentum, you'll just have C. What do we have? You're saying we just have C. That means not conserving momentum. That beats whatever we. I don't even remember what we were arguing out before, how we got into this trap that I set so eloquently.
It's not a
but
trap
here
that
we
you
are.
said. It's a trap that shows the limits of your understanding of physics. That's all. We're talking relativistic things. Where
That's still not a rebuttal to anything.
It
I
is a
said.
rebuttal. Totally is a rebuttal. Totally is a rebuttal.
Flat earther of all time. Come on.
Totally is a rebuttal because you don't understand relativity. It does things that you think are illogical are the way they are.
Bro, you're just
Speed of
saying
light
words,
is
dude.
conditional, man. Why are you saying it's
He
constant?
doth not have a rebuttal.
You're just saying words. Yeah, you're not giving any rebuttal
I'm just
or
saying
anything.
words.
I
You're
laid
just
my
saying
shit out.
nuh-uh. You're just
No,
saying
I'm not
nuh-uh to
saying
some
nuh-uh.
You're saying
I'm not.
nuh-uh to things that are experimentally shown to be true.
I'm not
Projection.
saying
That's what
nuh-uh.
you're doing.
I'm
You're
telling
just
you.
saying nuh to what he's saying.
I'm not saying nuh-uh. I laid my shit out very clear. If the light
It's all
conserves
wrong.
momentum, it will be going C plus the speed of the train. You're telling me it doesn't do that and it's constant. That means it's not conserving the momentum of the train. It's just going C.
In your reference frame. Light
Bro,
travels at the
shut the
speed of light.
fuck. Zanuck did that shit earlier too. You can't just bring up reference frames or
Yes,
gravity
we
or
can.
refraction and think you won the
Yes,
argument,
we
dude.
can.
That doesn't. No.
The fact that I know it's tough to take the fact that the light.
Yeah, just say reference
the way
frames.
things. I understand that the way things work at fast speeds, at like near the speed of light, doesn't make a lot of sense to someone who's grounded in traveling maybe 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not reality.
Can you work within
at
two
low
reference
speed
frames at
reality.
the same time? NASA can you work within two
You're in
reference
all
frames
reference
at the same
frames.
time?
You're in all reference frames at all
simultaneously?
times. You're in all reference frames at all times.
So, like, you know how some reference frames will say you're moving towards a tree, some will say the tree's moving towards you. So you can simultaneously say you're moving towards the tree and not, and the tree is moving towards you and not.
Relative to the tree, yeah, you're moving toward it.
In case you guys use reference frames to avoid being illogical.
I mean,
No,
both things can't be happening at the same time, though.
Sure they
Like,
can.
obviously, in
Relative to what?
reality, only one of those things is happening. We actually know which one it is. We know it's the car, right?
Relative to what, though? If you're in the car, it doesn't look
See,
like
then you
that.
ask relative to what, so you're asking for a specific reference frame. But then when like someone brings up, hey, that doesn't work within one reference frame, you say, oh, just go to the other one. It's just shifting
No,
the
the problem is
goalpost. You
no. The
use it as
problem
a
is he's
trick.
talking. The problem is he's talking about the speed of light. He's talking about light, which is, the speed of light is constant. I know it sounds weird, but it's not 1,000 plus light. It's light. It
In
always,
all
it's
reference
always
That
been
means
frames
that.
or
it
not?
doesn't conserve momentum. You're
It does
making my
conserve
argument
momentum.
for me.
It
If
does
it
not.
conserved
No,
momentum, it would be going c plus the speed of the train.
it doesn't have mass though.
They were just telling me it does have mass. That's what I'm saying. Your
No, it
whole
doesn't have
argument,
mass.
the whole
Speed
hour
does not.
before
Light
this,
does not have
every
mass.
argument before this is crumbling. You're backtracking every step of the
Light does
way.
not have. No, light
Literally.
doesn't.
Do
Who
you
No,
said?
and
see
Who
they
how
said
this
say
light
all,
has mass? Light
yo,
has
do
they
you
say
see
momentum,
that
but
all.
it doesn't have mass.
do
They
you see
say it
how
doesn't
this
have
played
rest
out?
mass. That's what they
Light
You
does
say.
see,
not have mass.
you
It
see
has
how this
momentum, but
played
no
out just
mass.
now? They're literally backtracking on every argument they've just made in the
Oh my
past 20
God!
minutes.
And
The
you're
fact that you
arguing
don't
with
understand.
retards. What do you
No,
expect?
bro, that's the pseudoscience. Look, this is the reality of the situation. Light has no mass, textbook, right? But it has momentum. But it's got no mass.
It's
You
been
can
like
cut
all
shit with
day
it.
with this
It's
mod and
got momentum.
Bailey. It's like you conflate your controversial claim with a more easily defensible claim. Just depends on your reference frame. What are you relative to? The easier claim, moderate claim. When you're challenged on the weak claim, you retreat to the more defensible claim, and then you keep going back to the weak claim and you just retreat to the other one. It's mod and Bailey. Every time. It's all day.
No,
Well,
they've
listen,
just had to
I guess
switch
All motion
I
is
guess
positions. They've
my
relative,
just
though.
had to switch positions on every claim they've just made in the last 20 minutes about light
no one. Who
having
said light has
mass,
mass?
about
Who
light.
said light has mass? Who said light had mass? No, but nobody I heard.
They just okay. Was everyone not just saying that, Wes?
Light does not have
No, they
mass.
said it had shit. What they
It
say?
They
has
were just
momentum.
They
saying
said
light
it
had
had no.
mass.
They said it had no momentum, right? And we got them on
They
that.
said
No
rest
momentum.
mass, no rest mass.
Yeah, so you're saying it does have mass then. We
No, it
just
doesn't
conclude.
have mass.
I know, but maybe
I'm
you
not the
missed
one to
it.
argue
A
this
whole bunch
topic.
of these guys were just saying it had mass.
Well, if they were incorrect, then light does not have mass. Zero rest mass. It carries energy and momentum, though.
Yeah,
You
Jeremy.
guys gotta get your
You
arguments
hear what he
straight.
said?
You're all over the
No,
place.
you got to
No,
advance
but
out of Newtonian physics. I'm
you
afraid when you
you
start talking about
extended the
light.
logical you extended the logical train by saying, but if it has momentum, then it has to have mass. But
No,
they
who
don't
said
grant
that?
that. Jeremy
No, it
said
doesn't
that.
have to have. Well, Jeremy's wrong then. Just because it has momentum does
No,
not
he's not
give it
wrong.
mass.
That's logical. You
No, I
guys are
said if
not
it
It's
had
not
logical.
logical.
momentum. Hold on, I said if it had momentum, it's moving. These guys
Yeah,
were
it's
saying it
moving.
had mass. Wes and them, Wes and this other guy and somebody else, maybe I don't remember, but a bunch of people
Yeah,
were
but if
saying
it's moving, that means it has mass.
No, it has no mass.
What? Okay, what's moving?
No, like electromagnetic wave when it moves, it's got no mass. But it moves.
That's retarded.
What's moving?
If it has,
Oh, you can
if
say
it
it's
has,
No,
retarded all you
Wes and
want.
them were
Wi-Fi
just
signal.
saying
Look,
Wes and
your
them were
Wi-Fi
just saying it
signal.
has energy. Wes and them were just saying it has energy, and then
if
you
it
do
has
It
equals
energy, it
does.
has
MC, and then
mass.
you do equals MC squared, and you got mass.
No,
There's
it's
a
got no
secondary
fucking
term.
mass.
That was their justification 5 minutes ago. Bring it up with
There's a
them.
That's what they
secondary term
said,
to equals
though.
MC squared.
Doesn't
There's a
matter if it's
secondary term.
secondary, dude. What's
There's a
the M?
secondary term to equals MC squared that you normally ignore because it's very small. But you
Oh, so
can't
it still
ignore when
has
it
it
comes to
though.
light. Have what?
Like, just
Mass.
weigh your router
No,
in the
it
morning
doesn't
and
have
at night.
mass.
You should lose weight if electromagnetic waves have mass. Your antenna is going to shrink over time. It's going to get
Would
smaller.
you say it has
Lose
energy?
mass. Of course.
Okay, if it has energy and energy equals MC squared, what's the M?
Fuck Einstein. Hold on, don't. I'm not going Einstein in here. Your microwave oven absolutely has got energy. You can cook shit with it. It's got no mass, bro. The magnetron does not lose mass over time. So there's no mass getting spit out of the vacuum tube
So you would
whatsoever.
say, so then you would say E equals MC squared is retarded then.
No, there's another
For me,
term.
yes, 100%.
Yeah,
I agree